Well, 2016, guys, it was a big year for Hollywood headlines, no doubt about that.
Yes, here to talk about all the awesome pop culture stories, Josh McBride. Josh, we love having you here.
Love to be here
You're
on
so
one
good.
of the last days of the year.
You're so good because you know all the scoop.
I guess so. That's what they tell me.
So if we start back to the beginning of 2016,
Yeah.
I think Leonardo DiCaprio took really the first few months because of his Oscar nod, right?
Of course, yeah. He won his first Oscar. This guy was nominated 6 times. This was his 6th time he was nominated. He had The Wolf of Wall Street, if you remember, Blood Diamond. He had The Aviator, and then What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And this was like the start of the year for these award shows of like coming in with a pass. He really finally got this.
And he brought his mom, and he made a very political speech on global warming. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, he was always up against his pal George Clooney, who always wound up taking it if he didn't usually.
And moving over to Broadway, one guy really took over Broadway this year, and it sold out, and good for him.
Yeah, let's talk about Hamilton as a whole. Actually, of course, we have Lin-Manuel Miranda, but this musical, this was $105.5 million it took away in 2016. That's the most actually ever. It actually passed Lion King, which was only at 103.2. I know, sorry. But this was, I mean, you can't get tickets. Being a New Yorker, people want to go to see this all the time, and for those that probably have tried to get tickets, they know how hard this is with the soundtrack and everything like that.
And even after he, stepped down, and you still can't get tickets,
No, you can't. It's sold out
not even in it.
2017. You get the lottery, though. You can get those $10 tickets if you try it. But I try the lottery every day and never win.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. It's
dedicated Broadway fan.
Where is he going after this?
All right, on to the Kardashians.
They
basically took every headline, whether it was, Kendall modeling in her career, Kim getting robbed in Paris, Kanye having a mental breakdown.
Yeah, of course. So, of course, Kanye having the mental breakdown and Kim getting robbed were the two big stories out of the Kardashians this year. $11 million that was taken away from her in jewelry, of course. You remember from the Paris hotel.
And those pictures that you just saw, that was the last thing that she put on her Instagram page. She has not been on social media since.
Yep. So she's kind of taken her time away, and sort of in the midst of all this, they've really been going through something we know of, right? So then, according to a lot of sources that we found out about a month or so back, he went to the hospital because he was kind of acting erratic when he was at his trainer's house. This sort of all was like a culmination of the year, it felt like, for the Kardashians, of like this really had a lot going on with them. So $11 million of jewelry was stolen from her. She stayed off social media.
But some people on Twitter are saying, do you really feel bad for them?
Here's the thing. The reality is she was tied up, put into the tub, and was gagged with, some sort
allegedly.
Allegedly was. The words that came out of her mouth, again, allegedly, were she has babies at home. So I don't care if you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you're famous or not. You don't treat anybody like that. So for me, that was the part for me.
Absolutely.
I don't think. Here's what I don't feel bad about. Don't be flashing your $11 million of jewelry on your Snapchat and Instagram.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Let's talk about
move on to Brangelina.
Yes.
Brangelina.
I think the Post sort of won this story only because they put a picture of Jennifer Aniston laughing on their cover.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Kind of like spiteful. But really love this. Obviously, the breakup heard around the world on this one. Recently, to give you a quick update, Brad actually spent the part of Christmas with the kids. They still really can't agree on this sort of custody schedule that they have going on. So hopefully this year we'll sort of see who gets the kids and things like that. She definitely has physical custody of the kids, and he still visits with the therapist.
And there was another couple as well?
Yeah, well, this was the couple heard, other than the news junkies like you guys, this was the biggest, really, morning show, other than here, really. Other than here.
Morning show breakup.
You're welcome. Morning show breakup that there was. Kelly and Michael, that was this year also. So we heard a lot about that.
So what's your prediction before we run out of time? When is Kelly going to name a replacement?
Yeah, they're saying not even, they said it could come as late as May. So we've seen a lot of people like Jerry O'Connell in that role. Even like Jussie Smollett was there. Anderson Cooper was still a pick, but as late as May. So we could still have, various celebrity co-hosts.
Well, I have an announcement.
Are you leaving? Go ahead.
Now let's talk about Beyonce real quick.
Yeah, of course, the two biggest albums of the year, including, this is a lot of shock to people, but and even me a little bit, Beyonce's obviously the biggest album, Lemonade, coming out earlier this year, but Solange actually topped the Billboard 200 charts with her album as well, which, you know, it's nice to see both of them doing so well.
And she actually just took a headline for being the biggest donor to charities this year alone.
Isn't that nice?
As celebrities,
nice.
yeah.
You know, it's nice to feel like they give back also. We were talking about the Kardashians.
Right.
Like you don't feel like they ever give back. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to have something to say for that.
Josh, thank you.
All right, Josh, thank you so much.
We'll, of course, be seeing you in the 8 o'clock hour. Thanks for your predictions right now for what to come out of Hollywood in 2017. But coming up in the next hour, we're taking a look at the juicy details of other entertainment headlines as well.
Yes. All right, still to come, is it really possible to celebrate New Year's Eve in New York City for less than $35?
We're going to find out. We also have the inside scoop on different parties that won't break the bank.